If you have a Bible, want to follow along, Genesis 1, I mean. The Lord said, then God blessed them, Adam and Eve. And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish, the birds of the air, and every living thing that exists on earth. God gave us dominion over everything. We haven't done a very good job of it. We have really not contributed to what we should have, and we've lost what we should have. So the question is, following that, why did Jesus become a man? Why did Jesus become a man? You look at the Bible, there are 5 reasons. And much of it has to do with the verse in Genesis. He became a man firstly to help us regain our destiny. In Hebrews 2, it says that he became a priority for us. In Hebrews 2:6. What is man that you are mindful of him, or the Son of Man that you take care of him? It shows it's God's priority. It shows man's place in God's question. For the same reason. You have made him a little lower than the angels. It shows man's prestige in God's creation. You have crowned him with glory and with honor. Man's place, you have set him over the works of your hands. And man's potential, you have put all things in subjection under his feet. Christ came so that man could regain his destiny and be rulers over this earth. He also came for the second reason, to recover our unity with God. There's a saying that misery likes company. There's also a saying that no one likes to suffer alone. So God regains his unity in 2 ways. One, by suffering with us. He suffers with us in Hebrews 11 to 13. Inasmuch then as the children have partaken of flesh and blood, he himself likewise shared in the same, that through death he might destroy him who had the power of death, that is, the devil. He suffered, and we suffer with him. He suffers with us. And at the same time, people who suffer together have sympathy for each other. So there's a sympathy that's involved in this unity, suffering and sympathy. It helps regain our unity with God. He came for the third reason, to release us from our captivity. He says, and release those who thought fear of death while all their lifetime subject to bondage. To free us from that. To free us from the fear of death, and therefore to release us from the captivity that type of bondage gives us. The fourth reason, to release us from our own frailty. Verses 16 to 18. He had to be made like his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make propitiation for the sins of his people. For in that he himself has suffered, being tempted, he is able to aid those who are also tempted. We are tempted because we are frail, and we're not able to continue to resist temptation the way we should. So he came to ease us, release us from that frailty of temptation. And the fifth thing is in Philippians chapter 2. Taking the form of a man, coming in the likeness of man, and being found in appearance as a man, he himself became death, and to the point of death, even the death on the cross. He became like a man. He became like us, so that we could become more like him. 5 reasons Christ came to earth. 5 reasons we should be thankful this Thanksgiving that he did that. And 5 reasons to give us something to think about.